Currently you're watching video E5.p1-9, which is the reasons for the seasons. In this, there are going to be 4 learning targets, 3 of which you've seen quite a bit over the last month and a half, which deal with E1.1, dealing with scientific investigation. So we're going to deal with E1.1c, conducting a scientific experiment using the appropriate tools and techniques. We're going to use E1.1d, identify patterns in your data and relate them to theoretical models, things that have already been tested. Then E1.1e, describe the reasons for giving conclusion using evidence from the investigation. Again, no use of pronouns. What was the problem? Provide an answer for it. Hypothesis, correct or incorrect. Give data, specific numbers from your actual investigation to prove your hypothesis to be right or wrong. And then any reasons for possible error. And then E5.p1-b, which is the overall umbrella idea regarding this actual lab, explain the primary seasons, or primary cause for the seasons here on Earth. Okay, so what you want to do is you'll start by asking for the actual materials from Mr. Fuzak or myself, and we'll go ahead and read the problem for this lab and then go right into the procedures. Okay, the problem for the lab, which is found on page 3, is going to be, how do temperatures on Earth help to explain seasons? So I want you to think about living in Michigan. In Michigan, if we're in winter, what do we know about our actual temperatures compared to any other season, fall, spring, and even summer? The first thing that you may note is obviously that the temperatures are going to be colder. All right, so let's compare spring versus fall. If you're looking at that, temperatures in the spring are getting warmer, temperatures in the fall are getting colder. And then when you compare the summer to all the other ones, summer traditionally, not all the time, not every single day, but traditionally tends to be much warmer than any of the other 3 seasons. So what this question is asking you, how do the temperatures on Earth help to explain the seasons? So what you're going to be looking for are trends, things that you see in your research over 6 different cities, which I've provided you to do your investigation about. Okay? So you'll create your hypothesis. If the actual temperatures on Earth are fill in the blank, then how does that relate to seasons? And then your reason as to why, because. Okay? So, procedures. The first part here is asking you to look at these 5 cities and look at their actual temperatures, which are in degrees Fahrenheit, and look at the actual trends, and not just look at the trends. I'm asking you to look at and identify 3 seasonal temperature trends in the actual data. And then you're going to record your trends on page 2 in the brainstorming section found there. So if you scroll up to page 2, you'll see the brainstorming section, and it will say 3 seasonal trends, and you'll list the trends there. After you've done that, you go to step number 2. You're going to hypothesize or come up with a hypothesis about the factors that can actually affect seasonal temperatures. Okay, and if you can't think of any off the top of your head, or if you're working with somebody and you guys can't seem to come up with any, feel free to Google it. Go to Google and type in, something about seasonal temperatures, or factors that affect seasonal temperatures, or factors that affect temperatures on Earth, something of that nature. But what we're looking for are things that could potentially affect the actual temperatures on Earth. The 6 cities that you're going to be dealing with are listed right here. We're going to deal with Holland, Michigan, Denver, Colorado, New Orleans, Louisiana, Santiago, Chile, Canberra, which is located in Australia, and then Cape Town, which is in Africa, South Africa, excuse me, to be exact. So in the brainstorming section, what we're going to ask for you to do is to rank these cities from the coldest to the warmest. Now again, you may not know, so that's why this is a brainstorm session, just something for you to think about. Think about where they're located, think about possible elevations, and if those places, if they're close to the equator, if they're far from the equator, again, so dealing with location, but also the elevation. Are they low to the ground, or are they higher up in the air? Are they in the northern hemisphere? Are they in the southern hemisphere? Are they near water? Are they not near water? So those things might come into play with regards to how you rank them. When you're going to investigate them, you're going to use the data table, predicted average monthly temperatures, and you're going to predict what you believe the monthly temperatures to be in those cities. All right? So when, and this shouldn't say 5, this should actually say 6. So we'll type that in correctly. The 6 cities. So you're going to scroll ahead all the way to where you get to your data table. Predicted average monthly temperatures. So you have Holland, Denver, Louisiana, New Orleans, Santiago, Canberra, and Cape Town. And each month you're going to write in what you expect the temperatures to be. No other reasons, just simply what do you expect those numbers to be, and I want those to be in degrees Fahrenheit, something that you're familiar with, instead of doing degrees Celsius. So you're going to do it in degrees Fahrenheit. So you've got 12 multiplied by 6, 72 different predictions to come up with and make. Keep in mind, what season are they in? Is it summer, winter, fall, or spring? Keeping in mind as to what the temperatures may be with regards to, are they hot, are they cold, or are they kind of mild, somewhere in between hot and cold. All right. Once you've completed that portion, and scroll right back up here, you're going to explain why you rank these cities the way you did. You're going to describe the monthly trends that you believe you'll find, talking about where they warm and where they get warmer, where they get colder. You're going to explain why you predicted it this way, and then describe the differences in temperature between the cold and warm months as to possible reasons for the seasons. All right, so then again, explaining why you predicted the temperatures, and then describe how confident you are in your accuracy, giving it a 1 through a 10, 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest, as far as how confident you are in your ability to predict. Okay, so after you've done that, you'll create your hypothesis using the if, then, because statements, dealing with how you believe temperatures affect the seasons, or can be a good indicator of the seasons. And again, that problem is located here. How do the temperatures on Earth help to explain the seasons? So you create your hypothesis. Once your hypothesis is created, you're going to go to weather.com, and you're going to locate at the very top the search engine on weather.com's website, which looks like this. Right here at the very top it says find weather, and then it says enter zip, city, or place, and they give you the example of Disney World, and you're going to type in the first city. So for step 15, you're going to type in Holland, Michigan, as you see it right here. So I'll go ahead and do that for you. Holland, Michigan, you'll see it come up, Holland, Michigan, United States, and we'll click it. Or you can click Find Weather. All right, once you do that, you'll notice on your sheets for step number 16, click on Monthly. Monthly is located over on that side next to the 10-day. Here's Monthly right there, and you'll click Monthly. Step 17. Once you've clicked on monthly, you're going to scroll down to the bottom all the way through the calendar, and you're going to click on averages, which is down here in the bottom right. So here's the calendar. Scroll down if it lets me. It's kind of still loading itself. Grab on the side here. And then you'll see averages. Take a minute to load. Okay, for number 18. Want to make sure that your graph is set up properly, so you want to click on Table Displays, and then you're going to make sure that you have selected High for the average. And I suppose if you wanted to, you could show Low, but we're basically just dealing with the high temperatures. And what you're going to then do is you're going to record the monthly average high temperatures for Holland, Michigan in your data table labeled Actual Monthly Temperatures. So if you scroll ahead to your data table, you will see just below the predicted monthly temperatures, which is right here where you wrote in all of your predictions. You're going to then write in for Holland, Michigan, the actual average temperatures starting in January all the way through December. So we'll look at it as to where you find it here. Here's table display, and we'll click off of average lows. And here you go. So you now have a table display showing the monthly average high for January, February, March, April, all the way through December. So you're going to record this first column, and if you wanted to, you could look at some of the records for the highs and the lows for each of those months as you go through it. Okay. So once you've completed Holland and you've filled in your data table for all the high temperatures, monthly averages for Holland, you're going to then proceed on to procedure step number 21. Once you're on step 21, you'll type in Denver, Colorado, and then repeat steps 6 through 8. After completing all of that, recording your information in your data table for Denver, Colorado, you'll do New Orleans, LA, which is Louisiana. Then you do for the next one, Santiago, Chile. You'll do the city in Australia, and then the one in South Africa. Okay? And once you've completed all of that, you will have 2 completely filled out data tables, your predicted versus the actual average temperatures for those 6 cities. Once you've done that, procedure step number 40, you'll list the materials you use for the lab. You'll create your graph that you have. You'll write your conclusion, your title, your introduction, and then return any of the materials you need or needed to complete this lab. Okay, so again, the primary focus of this is to look at how temperatures can be related to why we have seasons on Earth. So we're looking at it from a different angle than what you've explored so far regarding seasons. Okay, should you have any questions, let myself or Mr. Fusak know.